Yeah, I want to clarify really fast. This is kind of an interesting warning because it goes all the way up to the Lowndes County line. So this is the Lowndes County line. And because of that, some of our friends here in Columbus and Eastern Lowndes County have gotten that buzzing alert on their phone. I want to clarify there is no tornado warning for Columbus. There is no tornado warning for Lowndes County. The severe weather threat is quickly coming to an end for Lowndes County, aside from some heavy rain and gusty winds. This is our tornado warning down here. So south of Plum Grove into Noxubee County, all of Lowndes County is clear from a tornado warning at this point. So if you got that alert on your phone, it's because you were somewhere near this warning, but there is no warning in effect currently for Lowndes County. This is going to be a Noxubee County issue and a very quickly becoming a Pickens County issue. So our area of rotation between the communities of Dinsmore and Aubrey, north of Highway 14. So here's Macon, here's Sugarlock. The warning's actually way over here. It's a very small sliver of Noxubee County moving into Pickens County. So generally, Macon and Sugarlock, you're basically clear from this. This is for communities near Aubrey, Cooksville, things like that, Dinsmore, Paulette. And then we're also keeping an eye on this storm down here, Electric Mills, ironically getting a lot of lightning right now. There's a little bit of rotation in this area that is going to be coming pretty close to the southern portion of Noxubee County and eventually into Pickens County. So right now, no tornado warning for Pickens County. This tornado warning right now in our area only includes eastern portions of Noxubee County. And again, that's going to go until 11:30. But we're going to continue to watch this and see how things develop. Let me turn off some of this lightning here just to give you an idea. And I can show you what we're watching. This is an area just outside of our viewing area, and this is going to be making its way up right there, kind of straddling the Alabama state line, eventually coming pretty close to Noxubee County and into Pickens County. And then we've also got another area of rotation that's just now sneaking its way into Pickens County. All of this moving off to the north and east, so it's very quickly going to be out of Mississippi. I would say it might already be out of Mississippi by the next time this radar scan updates. But obviously that tornado warning is going to continue until 11:30, likely to be canceled just a little bit early, but we're going to keep an eye on things. Again, no tornado warning right now for Pickens County, but that is the general direction that this storm is moving. And remember, we told you this is the storm that produced the tornado back down near Jackson, and we said, hey, this could be an issue for Noxubee County here later on, and here it is. So we've got that area of rotation now starting to spin up. No indication that this is currently on the ground, but it's close enough that it could be on the ground at any minute with that quick spin up. So again, if you're just joining us, if that alert went off on your phone, it made you tune in. No tornado warning right now for Lowndes County. In fact, there are no warnings right now for Lowndes County, just a lot of heavy rain. The warning that you got that alert on your phone for is actually for Noxubee County and a very small portion of it. The communities of Aubrey, Dinsmore, Cooksville, just east of X Prairie, does not include Highway 45 along Macon or in Sugarlock. So that is certainly some good news, starting to move very slowly off to the east. And we're going to send things back over to Jacob. He's got some more information on where this storm is going to be going here in the next little bit.
Yeah, we continue to watch these two areas of circulations, and downstream, the National Weather Service in Birmingham, they have the Alabama counties. They have issued a warning for the southern circulation near Scuba. That's coming out of Kemper County, and that includes parts of Sumter and Greene counties in Alabama. That is part of the Meridian and part of the Birmingham television market, so we don't cover this area here. But that still is in the general direction to the north and east towards far southeastern Kemper County as far as we're watching. In fact, actually, we just got a new tornado warning now for Pickens County. That will pop up here momentarily. Will likely include Aliceville, Pickensville, Carrollton, Reform, and Gordo, and areas off to the north and east here. Once that warning pops up, it is located to the south and west of McMullen here, if you're familiar with this area, and that warning is going to go until noon as this storm moves off to the east. I think it is a safe bet to say that this storm will stay well south of Columbus, but looking at this here, this circulation really, I think, is picking up in intensity right near Cliftonville, near Bigby Valley. If you head east from Brooksville, you can head on over to Pickensville, and this little area right here will be one to watch over the Ravine community. As it carries off to the north and to the east, It may barely clip far southeastern Lowndes County. I doubt they put a warning on it, but I think it's going to stay just a mile to the south and east of the far corner of the county. So Columbus, we are good. No tornado warning for us in the city of Columbus. New Hope will be okay. Crawford, Artesia, anywhere off to the north and west will be just fine. But we get these little circulations to pop on in here, and that's something that we consider. As I take another view of it, just to get an idea of what's going on, that's something we have to watch. In addition, I think there's going to be another circulation that's going to try and develop right here to the north and west of Cochran. Here is Alabama 17. You take that from Clark up towards Aliceville, Carrollton, and eventually up towards Reform and Palmetto. Pickensville is under that warning, and all the way up towards Palmetto, Ethelsville, Coalfire, Gordo, and Reform, all under this tornado warning for essentially all of Pickens County here, and then that southern warning as well. So we've got a couple areas that are starting to try and come together here with the chance for a tornado to form. Regardless, I think it's safe to say some of that instability, Trevor, is making its way ahead of these storms. That may also help to bring that damaging wind potential. Lucky for us in Mississippi, it's at the state line, so a lot of us will miss out on that here, but we still need to be aware for our friends here in Pickens County, far eastern Noxubee County, northeastern Kemper County, and then we'll watch the storm as it comes into Sumter and Greene County. There are no other warnings in the area as far as severe weather is concerned, just these couple of tornado warnings. Pickens County goes until 12 p.m., Noxubee County goes until 11:30, also Kemper County until 11:30 for these little areas of spin in the line. While we're watching this, I want you to know that if you are in Pickens County, there's a list of shelters on our website, WCBI.com/safety. That is also on your mobile app here, and this is where you can find that information. That's the link. Head on over to the website. It's a great place to get connected. In addition, our radio stations, I don't know, Trevor, if we have an update, if we are...
If you happen to lose power, we have confirmation. We are simulcasting on our radio partners, 99.9 The Fox, Nash FM 94.9, and Q1031 here in the Golden Triangle. So if you're listening to us on one of those radio stations, maybe you were listening to music and we cut in, you're listening to WCBI tornado warning coverage with meteorologist Jacob Dickey and meteorologist Trevor Birchett. We are currently tracking a tornado warning for Pickens County, Alabama, and the extreme eastern portion of Noxubee County, Mississippi, at least until 12 o'clock for Pickens County. Right now, no warning for Columbus, no warning for Lowndes County. Just a lot of heavy rain, but that tornado warning to the south and east of Lowndes County.
Yeah, we kind of were hoping for a bit there in my mind. I was like, oh, we're going to get through this and get these storms out of here. And it seems like the instability really started to creep in and these storms started to interact. Let's take this full screen. Other places you can listen. Of course, we're live on CBS. If necessary, and perhaps Dylan, you can let us know. I'm not sure if we're on My Mississippi or on CW. Sometimes we are, sometimes we aren't. Our main station, CBS, is where we are. We are doing Facebook Live coverage right now. If you search at WCBI Weather, all of the information is there. We've been on all morning for you. The WCBI mobile app also is in place. And then finally, WCBI.com/live. That's because if there are some power outages in the area, that's something that will help you keep informed here moving forth. So really for us in Mississippi, the threat for our area, WCBI viewing area, is probably 15 minutes away from being out of Mississippi. We still, though, have to consider our friends in Pickens County. A lot of folks commute back and forth from Columbus to towns like Reform, Ethelsville, Coalfire, Gordo, even Palmetto, and even down in Pickensville and in Aliceville, as well as Carrollton. Those areas there, a lot of folks are back and forth, and we have a lot of viewers over the air. We have viewers on cable. We have viewers that live and commute in these areas that are very much wanting to know what's going on. A lot of you are probably watching in Tupelo or in Winona. There's nothing of concern that's going on there. The latest update does help us suggest that the threat really diminishing for Noxubee and Kemper County. The tornado warning has been canceled because it has left the area here. There's still that area that I have a little bit interested that's probably now on the state line east of Brooksville. The second area I'm interested is going to be just to the north and west of Aliceville and Cochran. Here's Alabama 17. Here's Alabama 14 from Aliceville to Pickensville, and that eventually turns into Mississippi Highway 69. This little circulation now is likely crossing very close to the prison that's on the northwest side of Aliceville near McMullen. Coming to the north and to the east, Carrollton, you're next in line. Reform, you're next in line. Downstream, Gordo, Coalfire, Ethelsville, and some of these other communities there. Now, I know there's in Cochrane, there's a lot of folks that are there. I know there's an RV park that's down there. There's another one by Pickensville. Pickensville, Aliceville, Carrollton, give me about 15 more minutes, maybe a little bit less. We'll call the all clear. But I think this particular circulation is past Cochrane. So along the Tombigbee River there, it's off to the north and east heading towards Aliceville. You should be just fine in far southwestern Pickens County. Let's go ahead and stay on, though, for if you're in Pickensville, Aliceville, Carrollton, any of these small towns that are located in. And I do want to mention as well, there's a second circulation that's down in Sumter and Greene County near Geiger. That will carry off to the north and to the east and may affect areas south and east of Aliceville along the river there, along the creek. Very rural area, but we know there's a lot of shelters available. That list, of course, is online on our website. We're here primarily for one reason and one reason only, Trevor, and that is for our tornado warning in Pickens County. We continue to watch this. The tornado warning in Noxubee County and Kemper County has been canceled, and that's simply because it's moved into Alabama out of Mississippi. So we can say all clear in Noxubee County, all clear in Kemper County, still all clear in Lowndes County, but not by much here as these storms are to the east approaching the Highway 82 corridor from the state line towards Gordo. Trevor, it seems like that instability is sneaking on in. We've been watching radar, watching the trends, and definitely something that we'll continue to keep updated. We also are getting some reports real quick. I just saw 1 mile east of Brooksville. There's a picture of wind damage to a sign. Some of those gusty winds coming on through, right, Trevor?
Yeah, for sure. And as we mentioned before, we were looking at the chance for some of this instability that's making its way up now. If this would have been coming in as forecast about 2 hours back, we would have gotten a lot more instability in here, and it could have made the storms a lot stronger. So luckily, we got scathed for the most part from the worst of the weather. We are having to deal with this one storm here in Pickens County. Again, Noxubee County now clear of the tornado warning. We're going to give you the all clear. And I think it's generally safe to say that if you're watching us in Mississippi, the severe weather threat is quickly coming to an end. Columbus, you are not under any warnings. You are in the clear. Tupelo, you are in the clear. This is really quickly becoming a West Alabama issue. We're going to continue to watch Noxubee County. Again, that tornado warning has been allowed to expire, but some of these bands of heavier rain could come in here and produce a little bit of thunder and lightning in Noxubee County. But in general, now the storms are exiting Lowndes County. We're going to go ahead and say Columbus, generally all clear from the severe weather threat. But we got a lot of folks that are still watching us in West Alabama. So we're going to stay on here and give you guys an update. Just an idea for you, if you're watching in Marion County, up near Phil Campbell through Hamilton, along 278, very heavy rain continuing all the way, basically all the way through Lamar County. Want to give you another update. We've gotten a lot of reports because of that one warning down in Noxubee County and this in Pickens, that triggered people's phones in Lamar County and Lowndes County. There's no warning for Lamar County, no warning for Vernon. Vernon just getting some very heavy rain right now. And Columbus, you are starting to clear out, so no warning for you either. I did want to pull up really quick the Vernon Skycam over at Durham's Pharmacy. They are right in the middle of that storm there, and you can see basically nearly whiteout conditions. You can't see the sky at all. Looks like power is still on here at Durham's. That's definitely a good sign, but some very gusty winds coming through, some heavy rain coming in through Vernon right now. I'm sending things back over to Jacob for the latest on this tornado-warned storm in Pickens County. Jacob?
Yeah, I keep looking at things, and some of the data I'm showing is that even if there's not a tornado down right now, it's close. It really is here. We pull my screen full, and you see where right over Beavertown and the Saps community east of Pickensville, there's Alabama 86, which carries you off towards the Gordo, so you can head to Tuscaloosa. Here's Alabama 17. There's Alabama 14. This area right here has the best chance to produce one of these tornadoes, but there is still a lot of wind here. I'm going to pull up another product and show you what we're looking at. This is basically right southwest of Carrollton. So Carrollton, the time is now. If you are not in shelter, you'll want to be that way. Ethelsville, Coalfire, Reform, Gordo, downstream, you also want to consider to be in shelter, as this area right here. All of those bright greens are very strong winds. In fact, control, if we can pull our Viper computer full screen real quick, this is the additional product we have. It's a great resource. Notice some of that bright blue that is right to the southwest of Carrollton. It's something worth watching where there is likely some strong winds in that I'd like to suggest 60, 70 mile an hour winds in this particular area. So thanks for that. We'll come back to my screen, getting a bunch of different looks at this area, and this is the area that sticks out to us. So up Alabama 17 from Beasley, Lois Springs, Carrollton, up towards Carlos, Stanzel, and Reform. That's where we're going to watch this move on through, as well as Alabama 86 to the east of Pickensville as that carries on in. I'm going to zoom in a little closer because I have reasonable confidence to believe that there is a tornado down with this, if not very close to you. And that's how I want to treat this particular storm. Right now, it's going to be crossing State Route 86 very close to, let's see, that's going to be Coleman Road, Country View Road. Those are just to the south. That road that intersects right there, I'm going to see if I can get the name pop up. Looks like it is Ladlow Cemetery Road, I think, maybe. That lightning bolt is covering it up there. Ladlow Center Circle, that road, and State Highway 86 very much will be about 4 miles to the west of Carrollton. So something we're continuing to monitor. There will be very strong winds in Carrollton from this storm as it passes on in. The leading edge now coming on the Highway 17 corridor. The rotation itself is wrapped up in the rain here, but there's a lot of evidence that things are spinning in this, and we know that the atmosphere is primed for an event like this. So if you're in Pickens County, let's go ahead and treat this as if it is a tornado down. To me, looking at this radar signature, if it's not yet, it's very close to, and there still is a lot of strong winds, 60 to perhaps 80 miles an hour by what I'm seeing here on the radar screen coming into areas in Carrollton and points to the north and to the east. So that is something we're watching. Real quick, before I send it back to you, Trevor, I want to drop down to the south and to the west. Still another area of circulation that is south of Aliceville. That one I think will probably, if it comes on in, may cross in parts of southeastern Pickens County, the Benevola community, Pioneer, Kirk, Olney, some of those areas east of 17. Generally, this area is covered by our Birmingham television market. The western half is a split market with us. But if that one is extended there, we'll let you know about that. Our focus primarily is on this cell right here, due west of Carrollton. And looking at some of that data, I don't see anything that says tornado down right now from what radar says. But remember, radar beam is above the surface and not getting a full grasp. If there isn't something down, it's darn close, isn't it, Trevor?
For sure, and I think that's what the National Weather Service in Birmingham was talking about in our chat, that this area here is really starting to tighten up. And we saw a very similar signature to this with the Guntown tornado back on December 16th, where those reds and greens were almost interlocked there. And I've been telling you all day, I've been watching this product. This is showing the winds in the atmosphere. So greens are going in one direction, reds are going in another. And we really haven't seen them close together like that all day. But this is exactly what we're looking at right in here. This is likely, as Jacob has been mentioning, a tornado on the ground, if it's not on the ground already. This is just to the west of the community of Carrollton. Here's downtown Carrollton. This is maybe a mile or two up State Route 86. This is going to be kind of paralleling State Route 17. And I'm going to send things back over to Jacob. He's got some new information on this.
Yeah, I can't see it yet on my debris detector. There it is right there. This is going to be our tornado down. Yep. It will be to the north and west of Carrollton. We mentioned that. This is a tornado that is on the ground in Pickens County now, moving off to the north and to the east. If you're down by Aliceville or you're over by Pickensville, still some wind, but a large and extremely dangerous tornado now is what being reported, and we see that here. I've got both my screens looking at this. Where this little lowering is right here is our tornado signature. What's happening is you see these red colors. The radar looks at that and says everything's pretty even in size. It's rain or whatnot. This right here is a lowering of debris, which is because as that is being lofted, what we see on radar is there is something different in size. Boards, nails, shingles, parts of buildings, and things of that. The National Weather Service is treating this as a large and extremely dangerous tornado now, just to the north and west of Pickensville. We believe that is the case moving forth, and that tornado warning continues. Heads up, Reform, it is coming towards you. Heads up, Coal Fire, it's coming towards you. right along and just to the west of Highway 17 is where this is going. Ethelsville, go ahead and stay in your shelters for another 10 minutes or so. If you're in Pickensville, McMullen, or Aliceville, you're all clear now. This generally is to the north and west of Carrollton. I want you down, Carrollton. I want you to be in shelter as this storm carries on through. Let's zoom in real close here, Trevor, and take a look at some of the roads that are in ahead of this. Now, this picture came from a few minutes ago, so we know that the tornado is downstream. By now, it's probably near Pearson Road and McShane Road, south of Beards Mill, south of Coalfire. It will be heading up along County Road 26, County Road 12, Herbert Wendell Road, County Road 37, likely crossing US 82 somewhere between Reform and Ethelsville. Coalfire, McShan, Delma, some of those areas is where I'm particularly concerned for this large and extremely dangerous tornado that is being indicated on radar. Trevor, I'm going to send it back to you and let you take care of things. That update right
there it
showing
is.
that debris now coming up to Pearson Road. What else can you tell us?
Yeah, I was just going to mention we've got a lot of folks listening to us on the radio stations, and that's a popular drive, especially for people in Starkville. They make that drive through this area over to Tuscaloosa. So if you are listening to our voice right now and you are driving between Starkville, Columbus, and Tuscaloosa in that Pickens County area, you go through those two small towns, Gordo and Reform. People call them speed traps, but in that area, this is where we're looking for. If you are near Reform, Gordo, closer to Tuscaloosa County, near the community of Coalfire, this is a confirmed tornado on the ground. You need to stop where you are, pull over, find a gas station, a bank, McDonald's, anything that you can get in to be a more substantial shelter. You do not want to be driving right now on Highway 82 between Lowndes County line and the Tuscaloosa County line in Pickens County. This is definitely probably going to be more of an issue for Reform as this comes pretty close to that, but we really want everybody in Pickens County to be in their safe place. And as Jacob was mentioning, this area right here, that's basically the radar detecting stuff in the storm that shouldn't be there. So this could be trees, pieces of people's homes, any type of debris. Where you see that blue, that's what that's detecting. So this is a confirmed tornado on the ground. This is not just a tornado warning. This is now a confirmed tornado coming toward the community of Reform. If you are in Reform, be in your tornado safe place at this time. Let me remind you what those safe places are. Again, this is our only tornado warning right now. Mississippi counties, you're in the clear. Lowndes County, all clear. Clay County, Golden Triangle, you're all clear. We're going to worry about Pickens County, Alabama right now. And if you're in Pickens County, this is what you need to do. If you're in a car or a mobile home, worst place to be. You've got to find another place to be. You absolutely do not want to park under a highway overpass. We are populated enough in this area that you are within a couple of miles of a gas station, a McDonald's, something you can pull over and get inside. You also don't want to be in a large open room. We're talking like a Walmart or a big box store, a grocery store, things like that. Where you want to be, right in here, if you're in your home, go to the lowest floor, find an interior room and stay away from windows. That's typically going to be a bathroom or a closet. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. If you've got a bicycle helmet, a motorcycle helmet, that's a great thing to have. Put that on your head and stay in shelter until this passes. The absolute best place to be is a tornado shelter, a safe room, or a basement. Pickens County has a tornado shelter. I would venture to say it's probably a little late to be there now to be driving in this, so hunker down where you are. Again, if you're just joining us, this is a confirmed tornado on the ground now approaching the community of Reform, Alabama, right there along Highway 82. You see that dot there? That is the area where the radar is detecting debris on this storm. I can switch over to the velocity mode. Maybe not quite as pronounced as it was just a little bit ago, but as we said, we don't even need to look at this anymore because we know there is a confirmed tornado that's causing damage on the ground. It's been confirmed by our radar, and it's been confirmed by the radar at the National Weather Service in Birmingham. So both of us detecting this tornado on the ground. I'm going to send things back over to Jacob. He's got a more detailed analysis on what's going on.
Yeah, I wanted to bring up our sky cam real fast. We're at WCBI looking off to the south and east in that general direction where this tornado is. You can't see anything. This storm will be wrapped in rain. We won't get a great view of it from here. If you're close by, you won't get a great view of it. There's a lot of trees that way too, and that I think is likely what has happened with this particular storm is a lot of trees have been damaged in that area. Just kind of glancing at some of the area, there are some homes and structures that are out there, very rural area to the south and west of Reform. Give me another 3 minutes, Carrollton, as we watch this storm, and I'll switch back to the radar so we can continue to look at it here. Still believing that this tornado is either down, or if it's not down, another one may be forming here very quickly. We believe it is still a confirmed tornado near Reform by all indications. You'll notice as we look here at our debris detector, this area right here, McShane Road, Pearson Road, as well as areas to the south of Beards Mill and Coal Fire is where this is heading. And as I look at the last 15 to 30 minutes of where this is heading, really very much has the idea that this is very much moving to the north and to the east there. Coal Fire looks like it's going to cross Highway 82, very close to that there. You'll notice the structure of this storm, how it loops around right here, and this is where our tornado is likely down still at this time. If it's not, the circulation is likely re-wrapping up and still very potent as it heads just to the west of Reform towards Coal Fire. Right about at Coal Fire, there's a little bit of a hill that's there you can park on. You don't want to be anywhere in that area west of Reform past the Dollar General, really in Reform. I would go ahead and be in my shelter. As I look off to the north then, as this storm continues, it will likely come along and west of Highway 17. I don't want to rule out anyone to the east of Highway 17. Coal Fire, Beards Mill, Bethlehem, Palmetto, and Reform. This is an area where this circulation is coming, but anyone inside the polygon, we want to have weather awareness and be in shelter, essentially. Now, again, we are on our radio stations, our coverage by them. From Columbus to Highway 82 down to Tuscaloosa. No one should be traveling. If you are on that road, get to the nearest convenience store, the nearest gas station, pull over at a site-built structure, and get inside, because the latest from the National Weather Service is that we still are treating this as a tornado on the ground. They reported it earlier as a large and extremely dangerous tornado based on that signature. And right here where you see those reds and greens coming together to the north of Carrollton, due north probably about 4 miles south of Coal Fire, where the latest snapshot is. That's probably a little further to the north and to the east. Reform, Coal Fire, Bethlehem, Palmetto. You are next in line with this here. And really, Trevor, we may have a second one, a little second area of spin there. Here's the latest update. That's a little too close for comfort here. This little southern circulation maybe is trying to occlude out, and perhaps a new one is forming. That would be heading towards Palmetto. I know at the fire department in Palmetto, there is a shelter there. That actually got hit by an EF2 tornado directly. That would have been in, I think, August of 2017, the first year I started working here. That's kind of coming towards the same general area there, along Highway 17, north of Highway 82. We can go ahead and give the all clear now for Carrollton. We still are all clear in Aliceville and Pickensville, but I do want to take a second and drop south to the storm that is coming out of Greene and Sumter County. Looking at where they've got the warning, if they do extend that warning, that would be for far southeastern Pickens County. No indication that they will do that. The National Weather Service has this circulation as broad, but we are still very concerned about the Reform and Coal Fire communities moving forth here. There are still severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. Lamar County, no warnings for your area. I'll switch back to our radar. A lot of heavy rain now to the south and east of Vernon towards Millport. We're watching for you, Millport. A lot of viewers are there. This storm will probably stay just to the east of Millport, but I can't rule it out here. On the track it's heading, it would head towards perhaps Belk and eventually towards Fayette if it stays together. And by all indications, this likely has a chance of at least causing wind damage in that general direction. Trevor, we've got things on air. We are on CBS right now. We were hoping we'd get through, and that's a little close to our area to be for comfort here. Yep. Pickens County, of course, a lot of folks commute back and forth from Columbus. Let's talk a little bit more about where this area of circulation is heading.
Yeah, Jacob, and you mentioned we're kind of streaming everywhere. We've also gone over to our radio partners. So in the event your power goes out, or if you're over in Pickens County, or for some reason you're driving right now, you can listen to us on 94.9 Nash FM, Q1031 here in the Golden Triangle. And let's see, I can get those other ones for you. Mix 106.1 and also 99.9 The Fox. But if you're listening to us on any one of those stations and you're expecting music, you're listening to WCBI tornado coverage. We've got a tornado possibly on the ground in Pickens County, Alabama. This is approaching the community of Reform and Coal Fire in Pickens County. And you see, for those of you watching on TV and on Facebook, we've got an area of rotation to the east of Beards Mill, south of Coal Fire, and this is generally moving off to the north and east. So this would put it near the community of Reform and eventually up toward Palmetto and Ashcraft Corner in the northeastern portion of Pickens County. I will say this area of rotation likely not as strong as it was just a little bit ago, but you still see that yellow blob right there. This is the radar depicting debris in the storm. I'm going to send things back over to Jacob. I think he's got some new information from our news department. Jacob?
Yeah, I want to let you know, Joey Barnes just stepped in and let me know that Pickens County volunteer firefighters are heading, I believe it was Settlement Road. It's going to be that area to the north and west of Carrollton, and there are injuries reported from this storm that have come on through, and that is a concern that we had here moving forward. It doesn't take a tornado to cause wind damage, but this particular instance looks like what is a large and extremely dangerous tornado. And I believe that is the Settlement Road was the name of that. As I look back, though, we know the area where the tornado touched down was generally to the north and to the north of Carrollton. And tracking that a little bit here, it was from Carrollton up towards the Beards Mill area in this region right here. So we'll continue to follow that. We've got news crews that are out, and they likely will head that way to see what's going on. Pickens County EMA letting us know that this was a damaging tornado that touched down, a very brief one. I want to jump back to what's going on live right now, and still, Reform. The time is now. The circulation is right here, just outside of town. The middle school is on the west side of town, south of 82, and that is very close to that there as it lifts off to the north and to the east. State Highway 17, U.S. Highway 82, County Road 28. We've got Herbert Wendell Road. We've got County Road 37. And some roads further down. Dewey Bonner Road, Johnny Boyd Road, County Road 3, Elmore Road. This area right here, right over Reform, is where our circulation is. We should treat this as if it is a tornado down, very much now over the city of Reform. Our concern is greatest there. I still, though, think there is a lot of wind with this storm elsewhere. So in Reform, if you're not in your shelters now, you've got seconds to get there here based on the reports we're hearing of what this storm did downstream, and it very well could perhaps reproduce, if not is still on the ground. Correlation coefficient, this is what this product is called. You'll see it named as debris detector, has that area highlighted right over Reform. Something else that may be happening is we may be seeing debris falling in Reform from the strong circulation that produced the National Weather Service calls a large and extremely dangerous tornado. That will be heading north along Highway 17. I thought it would stay a little more to the west, but I really think now the concern is along Highway 17 in northern Pickens County. If you live south of 82, give me another 2 minutes. And once we get through a Reform, our next radar frame will likely put that on the north side of town. The tornado is likely now over Reform at this time, and that's something that's a little bit concerning here moving forth. The latest update is that the National Weather Service has the storm right over Reform, and we agree with that. You'll notice the latest update in our polygon. It has shifted it a little more to the east. If you're at Coal Fire, I still want you to take shelter. Give me another few minutes. If you're down here in Carrollton, you're all good. If you're in Beards Mill, this storm is past. Gordo, what about you? We see downstream here, you are just outside the polygon. Still be alert because there could be more circulations and more problems down to the south. But again, that main concern for us here is in Reform, where we have a damaging tornado confirmed earlier in Pickens County, as well as injuries to the north of Carrollton. Trevor, we've been watching it. You've got a look at a track here. Let's go ahead and send it to you as we get more updates.
Like you mentioned, Jacob, it looks like that area of circulation, as of a few scans ago, was basically right on top of Reform. Hard to tell if it was still on the ground when it came through Reform. We can certainly hope it was not. We do know it was confirmed on the ground back in this area where we got that debris signature. As Jacob mentioned, I wouldn't be shocked to see debris falling in Reform, almost like rain. What happens is the tornado hits something and it gets sucked up into the cloud. So doors, homes, roofs, shingles, all kind of stuff gets thrown up into the air. and then it comes back down later on. So you very well could see papers, things like that, falling in reform, because we know we've had tornado damage just off to the south and west. But right now, our focus is shifting as it moves off to the north and east into northeastern Pickens County, Lubbock by 11:43 a.m., Ashcraft Corner by 11:48, and eventually into Newtonville by 11:55. That would take it out of Pickens County. But for right now, if you are to the north and east of Reform, east of Highway 17, north of Highway 82, it's still time to be in your tornado safe place. We've still got this area of rotation right now, basically right on top of Reform. Here's downtown Reform. There's the traffic light when you're driving through on 82 and you get stopped in Reform. That's right where that is, where you see the town name, and that is the area of rotation. So maybe the northern portion of town, it's probably now, and there's that update just as I say that, moving off to the north and east, certainly looking a little bit weaker, and that's the good news, but still we cannot discount the fact that this is still rotating, especially when you take into account that this has a history of producing tornadoes. If their tornado is not still on the ground, certainly some very strong winds coming into Lubbock, possibly over 60 or 65 miles an hour. Reform, slowly but surely, we will be able to give you the all clear as this storm continues to move off to the northeast. But again, we've got lots of folks asking on the Facebook page, what's happening in New Hope, Columbus, things like that. You are all clear. If you are watching this stream and you hear my voice in the state of Mississippi, you are clear for right now. If you are in the WCBI viewing area, we're going to continue to focus on this tornado warning right now that's in effect for Pickens County, Alabama. And for more information on that, I'm going to send things back over to meteorologist Jacob Dickey. Jacob?
Yeah, Trevor, looking at the radar, I am under the assumption, I really think what's happening here is we've got a new circulation that is rapidly developing here. What we're looking at is, again, reds and greens are colors that we use to measure wind velocity. Red is wind going away. Green is wind going towards. And what is it going away or towards from? It's our radar. The radar is off to the north and to the west in Gatman, to the east of Amory on 270. So we've got a lot of winds coming up this way and some winds coming down there. Our old circulation is occluding to the north of Reform. This new circulation is forming on Alabama 159 north of Gordo. If you take that road, it's a curvy road, but it takes you into Fayette here as that storm carries on to the north and to the east. So still, I think we can say Reform all clear now. Northeastern Pickens County, Fairview, and Lubbock are the areas we're concerned about, generally north of 82, generally east of Highway 17. In addition, something to note, a lot of folks in our area likely have relatives that are in Tuscaloosa. There is a new tornado warning that does include southeastern Pickens County, and that is for this circulation right here. That circulation is moving off to the north and to the east into parts of southeastern Pickens County near the Benevola community, to the northern parts of Greene County, and then into south and western Tuscaloosa County. That does include the city of Tuscaloosa and part of the University of Alabama later on. If I had to place my bets, I'd think that circulation would come very close to Tuscaloosa or Northport. So if you have relatives that are at University of Alabama, maybe son, daughter, let them know. Our CBS station, CBS 46, is live watching that storm. We are sticking with this storm for another probably 10 minutes. Once this clears out of Pickens County, we'll be done with that and sending our news crews out and finished for the day. I do believe that it will stay just to the south and east of Lamar County. I don't think we'll have a warning there. It is very close, though. Probably Belk would be the one place I'd be a little concerned. And there's likely some gusty winds now exiting Lamar County into Fayette County. Fayette County also is covered by our Birmingham market. We share Pickens County. One, a lot of commuters back and forth from Columbus down toward Aliceville and in Carrollton. And two, we are mentioning the storm down by Tuscaloosa, as that storm signature could very well organize and produce another tornado somewhere as you go through Highway 82 towards Tuscaloosa and points to the south and to the west. As we watch that here again, that old circulation, I think, is eroded away, and a new one is trying to form. If there's not a tornado now with that, the old circulation back here is gone. This is the new one right over Lubbock, Highway 159, about 5 to 7 miles north of Gordo, heading very quickly out of Pickens County. Programming note for our staff here, once this storm exits Pickens County, we will hand this off to the National Weather Service, to our sister stations in Birmingham Market, probably about 5 or 10 minutes or so before we get it out of here and get the all clear. Trevor, I saw you had something. If you've got an update for us here on the warnings and watches, still a severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Lamar County. There also is an update on our tornado watches. What can you tell us for those?
Well, so much of an update that there it is, just like magic, just as I say it. And tornado watch has now been canceled for all of our Mississippi counties. So as we've been saying to you, if you're watching us in Mississippi, you are all clear. Columbus, New Hope, Starkville, Tupelo, any city I could name that's currently watching us in Mississippi, you are clear of the severe weather threat. That's the good news. Enjoy the rest of your day. Maybe a little bit of rain, but the severe weather threat is over for all of our Mississippi counties. Our focus is now shifting to our West Alabama counties. We've had a tornado touchdown in Pickens County. Unfortunately, injuries and damage reported there. We're going to be sending a news crew there, I'm sure, in the next little bit. We've also got a tornado right here in this area, a possible tornado with a tornado warning, and that's going to be moving toward Tuscaloosa. And again, as Jacob mentioned, if you're here for information on the southern Pickens County storm coming into Tuscaloosa, we would send you to our CBS affiliate in Birmingham to watch that, as we officially do not cover Tuscaloosa. So if you happen to find our stream, you're watching from Tuscaloosa, we would send you to our CBS affiliate, CBS 42, for the latest on that in Birmingham. But slowly but surely, this storm is continuing to exit Pickens County. Reform, the tornado warning is now all clear. Tornado warning now only includes Palmetto, Ashcraft Corner, and Lubbock, and that's going to go for the next little bit. From what we're hearing, one injury as of right now near Carrollton with that storm as it came south of Reform. But we're going to keep an eye on those reports and see if we get any new information on that. But very quickly, this storm is exiting. Still some rotation here. If you happen to be watching us between the communities of Ashcraft Corner and Lubbock and Zion, that's where this storm is going to be. Big Hill Church Road, Mallard Road, James Road, County Road 146. Basically, if you're in this top corner of Pickens County, here's Tuscaloosa County right here. So if you're right along that border, this is the area we're watching. But very quickly, it is going to be moving out of our neck of the woods, and we'll be able to give that the all clear as it continues to exit. But again, if you're just joining us, all clear for the Mississippi counties in our viewing area. That includes Columbus, Tupelo, New Hope. You are all clear from the severe weather threat. Some rain continuing, but the severe weather threat has now shifted over into West Alabama. Jacob?
Yeah, this threat is ending pretty quickly for Pickens County. It is still there, though. I'm expecting they'll issue a new tornado warning for Fayette County and perhaps far northwestern Tuscaloosa County. Highway 102 from Fayette down to Tuscaloosa, Moores Bridge, Newtonville, Fayette, and US 43. All those areas need to watch, because this area right here is what caused some problems. Joey Barnes has been in the newsroom getting calls and making some contacts with folks down in Pickens County. Pickens County volunteer firefighters are going to Settlement Road. The Pickens County Sheriff Todd Hall says there are several structures damaged there and on County Road 7, and he has reported several injuries. Of course, they're trying to get to those scenes to the north of Carrollton. We know that is the case. For the most part, we're about done with coverage in our area, but we still want to treat that storm as if it's on the ground east of Palmetto. If you're watching us on Highway 82, it's all clear there, all clear in all of Pickens County, except for areas along Highway 159 towards the Fayette County line to the south and east of Kennedy and Belk. We'll wait and see to make sure this warning doesn't clip part of Lamar County, just in case. But I think that there is probably a chance that we'll be done with this. Of course, that severe thunderstorm warning is still in effect. So again, this storm has a history of producing some damage, and we'll stay with this moving forth. Some of the indications are looking at the debris detector we had earlier, and I'll pop that back up really fast to show you where this was. The storm itself, you'll notice right by Carrollton. We were watching this as it passed near McMullen and really concerned about that. At about 11:16, our first indication of a tornado came down, and right there you can see Settlement Road, this neighborhood, as well as Turnipseed Road, County Road 26, and further down is where that was. The latest shows me that the storm itself likely lofted debris as high as 7,000 feet as that storm passed on by, and that continued up to the north down County Road 7, lofting that debris. Once we got to about 11:22 or 11:23, the signature really came down a little bit, and it looks like it went more to the east. At this point, I'm not certain there was a tornado down, but what you'll see is you'll see the yellow colors pick up over Reform. that is one of two things. Either more damage happened in Refarm and we haven't found out about it, or a more likely scenario is debris is starting to fall from the sky in those areas. So there may be parts of houses, trees, whatever, across this area as that tornado passed on by. The good news is here we're getting rid of this storm very quickly out of Pickens County, probably the next 3 minutes, and we'll be able to end our coverage for the day on WCBI. The severe thunderstorm warning does continue for far eastern and southern Lamar counties. That is essentially a Kennedy issue, and really Kennedy is all clear from that, I think. Millport definitely clear. Belk, Fayette, some of those areas downstream are under the gun for that. As we watch also into Pickens County, there is also another circulation in this rainy mess right here. That is to the south of Benevola, and there's a storm shelter there. As that goes off to the north, and these probably will stay in parts of Greene and Tuscaloosa counties. That would keep it out of our area, and our sister station in Birmingham is covering that here as we go. So that's what we're probably working with here momentarily. We will stay until the official all clear is given. The official word is the tornado warning goes until 12 p.m. I bet you right now the National Weather Service is looking at this, making assessments, and deciding if they want to extend a tornado warning downstream. And we're just going to make sure to be safe that it doesn't clip part of Lamar County. But I think for the most part, this is moving out of our area and very quickly becoming a Fayette and a Tuscaloosa County problem, especially with that second circulation to the south. Folks in areas that are along the river here, south and east of Aliceville, they are the ones who get CBS in Birmingham, our sister stations there. We do share some of these stations along 17 in northern and western Pickens County. So that is what we're working with. I do also want to mention there's a report of some damage in Lowndes County. A couple of trees have been reported down from the newsroom. That is something else that came on in. The good news is that the tornado warning is not going to be extended into Fayette or Tuscaloosa counties for this northern storm. A lot of you are probably watching and have either some kids or friends in Tuscaloosa at the University of Alabama. We do want to mention them really fast here with this other circulation that is building, and as that carries off to the north and to the east, it's going to be on the county line south of 82, north of Interstate 2059, and that will carry it towards Coker. There's a Shell gas station there you pass by into Northport and Tuscaloosa here very shortly. So what we're going to do is wait for the all clear, Trevor, and once we get that all clear for Pickens County, just to make sure it's cleared out of the area, radar tells me that that little area is out. But I want to wait for the all-clear signal from the National Weather Service, and that should be coming maybe as soon as 60 seconds. Then we'll be returning back to regular programming. Here's what I want you to mention is that if you do, there it is. It just canceled right there for Pickens County, so we will be returning to programming here very shortly. I do want to take one last look at our tornado watch. Again, all of our Mississippi counties are all clear here. There still is a tornado watch in Pickens, Lamar, Fayette, and Marion counties. Marion County, Fayette County, and the southeastern half of Pickens County, those are covered by our affiliates in Huntsville and in Birmingham. Lamar County, we think we're going to be okay here. We will stand by, but taking an eyeball at the radar, that tells me that that storm is now primarily a Fayette County issue, likely some showers remaining. Here's what the rest of the day will bring us here in the newsroom. We will continue to assess the damage and talk about things. You can get the latest tonight on WCBI News at 6 o'clock as well as at 10 o'clock. I think we're late tonight for football, but we'll have all of the damage updates for you there. Trevor, I think we're good as far as things go. So thank you very much, Trevor, for your work. Thank you for following us here on WCBI with severe weather coverage. We will be ending our coverage on TV as well as online and on Facebook as the severe threat is no longer an issue for our WCBI viewing area. Stay up to date. We'll keep you up to date with the First Alert.
This has been a WCBI First Alert Severe Weather Update. Stay connected with the First Alert team online at WCBI.com, on social media, and on your mobile device with the WCBI News app.